The story starts off with a pink-haired girl named Watanabe Akari praying at a shrine as she's surprised by her friend Sakurazaka Shiori, who questions whether she's praying about the partner for her marriage practical, but Watanabe promptly denies it and leaves. The marriage practical is a part of the school's curriculum where a male and female are chosen to live together as a married couple. As Jirou recalls this while playing a video game on a stairway with his friend, he's interrupted by Watanabe and a group of girls. They tell him to move aside as he's blocking their path. While Watanabe and her friends are about to descend the stairs, a new face shows up, a blonde man named Minami. Watanabe blushes and shows that she's really interested in him. The school bell rings, signaling the time for the students to choose their brides. In his classroom, Jirou slumps over his desk, but then Shiori reaches out to talk to him. She mentions how she's nervous about the practical that's going to happen, while Jirou thinks to himself how Shiori is his childhood friend and crush. The teacher starts lecturing the students how marriage practical would now function. The pair of students will have to live together in a dorm, and a sensor will be installed that monitor and gives them points according to their lifestyle and actions. As the teacher is lecturing the students about the rules of the practical, Jirou starts fantasizing about what if he actually gets Shiori as his partner. In a surprising twist, it turns out Jirou's partner isn't Shiori but Watanabe instead. This leads to Watanabe and Jirou arguing as they're both not happy about this pairing. However, a monitor shows that their points are now being deducted. Seeing this, Watanabe threatens him to get along with her as she needs to get to Renka so that she can change her pairing. Setting this new goal, she proceeds to flirt with Jirou, who gets flustered easily and decides to go outside and grab a drink. After he leaves, Watanabe curls up and reveals with teary eyes she isn't used to this either and is afraid of Minami being taken by someone else. While Jirou is outside grabbing a drink, he spots Minami and Shiori together, realizing that they were paired together. Being shocked at this, Jirou quickly runs back to his dorm and curls up looking completely defeated. Watanabe comforts him and says they should try their best to get a rank which would fix everything. The bell rings and turns out it's Jirou's friend from before, who calls him to hang out with him. As Jirou is about to leave, Watanabe asks for a goodbye kiss as they're supposed to be a couple now. This catches him off guard as he isn't prepared and Watanabe mocks him. Unexpectedly, Jirou grabs her by the shoulders and kisses her, leaving her shocked. The following day, Jirou has a dream where Shiori kisses him, but he's abruptly awakened by a headbutt from Watanabe. She instructs him to assist her in preparing things. A week later, Jirou notices Minami and Shiori closely together, which saddens him. As he's looking at them, a teacher interrupts him and tells him he needs to come to the faculty office with Watanabe after school. While in class, Jirou slumps over again, depressed over what he saw before and imagining situations which make him even sadder. As school time is over, Watanabe tells Jirou she's going to karaoke as Minami will be there, but Jirou informs her she has to go with him to the faculty office. She replies he can take care of it solo and runs off, surprising Jirou. In the faculty office, the teacher lectures Jirou about how important the marriage practical is and how he needs to put in more effort as his pairing has stayed at 0 points all week long. As Watanabe is out having fun with Minami doing karaoke, Jirou sits near the exit of the school depressed. He plans what to do for the day, but he's surprised as Shiori greets him. She sits down to talk with him, and as they're talking, Shiori confesses she feels lonely and misses Jirou calling her by name, just as Jirou attempts to utter her name aloud. They are interrupted by Minami, who offers to take Shiori home since it's raining. Some time passes with Jirou sitting alone, patiently waiting for the rain to come to an end. Watanabe shows up with an umbrella in hand and they leave towards their dorm together. On the way back, Watanabe complains about how he doesn't seem assertive at all, but Jirou silently apologizes. She cheers him up, telling him to try harder. Back in their dorm, Watanabe and Jirou have lunch together and Jirou attempts to have her eat from his spoon. She refuses at first but then surprises him by quickly taking a bite. During a thunderous night rain, Jirou sleeps comfortably dreaming about Shiori, but he's woken up by some knocking at his door. He opens the door to see Watanabe, who requests for him to stay with her for the night. They watch horror movies and Jirou questions why they're doing something like this, to which Watanabe replies she heard it's a good way to earn points. She also reveals she got a pair of twin pajamas for Jirou and herself. While they're switching to the pajamas, a lightning quakes and the electricity goes out. This leads to Watanabe hugging Jirou, and as he flashes his phone at her, he sees that she's crying and embarrassed. Later, Jirou makes an attempt to fix the electricity but faces no success. At this point, Watanabe calls him over urgently. Jirou notices that she's unusually clingy as they sit closely together. Watanabe requests that he say something funny, but Jirou, somewhat inadvertently, tells a horror story that ends up frightening her even more. She expresses her dissatisfaction, mentioning that Minami wouldn't have done something like that, but given that Jirou is the one with her at the moment, she wants to depend on him. As Jirou blushes, collecting his thoughts about what happened, Watanabe shows that she has an aromatherapy candle which she lights up. As Watanabe appears quite drowsy, Jirou impulsively hugs her and compliments her on how cute she is. Startled by his own words, he cautiously checks to see if she heard, only to discover that she has fallen asleep. He then settles down to sleep himself, but unbeknownst to him, Watanabe opens her eyes, wondering about meaning of his words. The following day, students gather around a school board displaying the updated rankings, and to Jirou's surprise, he finds himself at B rank. When Watanabe arrives and notices that Minami and Shiori have been ranked E, she's taken aback. Jirou becomes concerned about Shiori and how things are unfolding in their daily routine. In a music classroom, Shiori watches her friend Mei play piano. They have a conversation about how Shiori is and why she's feeling down. Shiori reveals she has a hard time getting along with strangers. Back at his dorm, Jirou is sick in bed but Watanabe is outside. He worries how they'll be able to get points if she's not even home and wishes she would take care of his sick self. A bell rings and Jirou opens the door excitedly, hoping it's Watanabe, but he's surprised to see it's Shiori instead. While Watanabe and her friends are hanging out in a cafe, Watanabe seems distracted by thoughts of her experiences with Jirou. Back at the dorm, Shiori reveals Watanabe had told her Jirou was sick and that she should take care of him. Jirou is overjoyed and thanks Watanabe for having Shiori come to his room. Shiori recalls old memories of their childhood when she was sick and how Jirou took care of her. She proceeds to treat his cold and the blushing Jirou thanks her. As Shiori prepares to get food ready, Jirou recalls how he planned to confess to her in middle school and how his confession was cut short by Shiori asking him to promise her he'd stay her friend forever. This scared Jirou, stopping him from confessing as he replied in the affirmative. His train of thought is soon cut off as Shiori brings him some food which makes him really happy. Later in the day, Jirou expresses his gratitude to Shiori for the meal and comments on how fortunate Minami must be. He goes on to share the details of his relationship with Watanabe, to which Shiori replies with disappointment. Jirou reassures Shiori that he's there to help her if she needs it, which brings a genuine smile to her face. She playfully responds that she'd be even happier if Jirou were her husband, but then quickly adds that she's just joking. As she prepares to leave the room, Jirou surprises her by grabbing her hand and offering words of encouragement. Later that night, as Jirou is sound asleep, Shiori quietly approaches his side. She confides in him, expressing her happiness that he finally called her by her first name. In a daring move, she leans in close for a kiss. Back at the cafe, Watanabe friends gossip about the relationship between Shiori and Minami and how Minami would be taken away from Watanabe. As Shiori leans in for the kiss, she suddenly second-guesses herself and backs away. Memories of their past conversations, particularly one from middle school where Jirou left just as she was about to speak, flood her thoughts. Reflecting on those old memories, she muses that with this second chance, perhaps Jirou would now listen to her until the end. Late at night, Watanabe finally comes home and showers while deep in thought. Jirou interrupts and thanks her, promising to try his best to be her husband. This leaves Watanabe blushing as she questions why she's so annoyed. Later during dinner, Watanabe questions Jirou about what men like women to do. He replies cooking a good lunch would make any man happy, however that would be unexpected by her, prompting Watanabe to scold him. Jirou then starts helping her on making a good bento, trying out a variety of foods. At school, while Jirou is hanging out with his friend, he opens a homemade bento which makes his buddy jealous. He asks Jirou what living with Watanabe is like, but as they're talking, they're interrupted by her. The next day, Jirou wakes up to find Watanabe cooking rolled omelets. His stomach grumbles, and hearing that, Watanabe feeds him the omelet using chopsticks. Jirou notices the omelet isn't sweet as per his preferences, but it's understandable as it's for Minami, who's supposed to have a more mature taste. She packs the bento and prepares herself to go meet with Minami. As she's leaving, she asks Jirou for a goodbye kiss. But as he's about to go ahead, they're interrupted by a bell at the door. It turns out the uninvited guest is Shiori, who surprises them with pies. She mentions that Minami has a fondness for sweet foods, which is why she brought the pies. After Shiori leaves, Watanabe becomes visibly disheartened and starts to sulk. Jirou, concerned for her, tries to lift her spirits by acknowledging her strengths and what she's good at. In response, Watanabe questions whether Jirou genuinely believes his own words and leans on him, inviting his comforting presence. Jirou, however, pushes her away, saying it's something you should only do with someone you love, but Watanabe exclaims it's time to stop acting like a married couple. Shortly after, the couple rankings are revealed, indicating that Minami and Shiori have climbed to a rank. However, Shiori is deeply disappointed as she notices that Watanabe and Jirou have fallen to E rank. As Jirou and his friend are hanging out, Shiori asks if she can talk to Jirou privately. They go to the school's rooftop and Shiori questions Jirou if something happened between him and Watanabe. He reveals they had a fight and Shiori encourages him to get along with Watanabe again. Back at the dorm, Jirou enters Watanabe's room, full of remorse, and sincerely apologizes, asking for another chance. He expresses his strong desire to be a married couple with her once more, which leaves Watanabe thoroughly flustered. She can't help but laugh at how hard he's trying, and she confesses that she never actually intended to stop being a married couple. Jirou is puzzled by her earlier deception, and Watanabe explains that it was all about the vibe. With a beaming smile, Watanabe reveals that she's genuinely enjoying this married couple life. She takes his hands and places them on her cheeks, confessing her deep affection for Jirou. Jirou leans in for a kiss, only to discover that his lips are meeting his own hands. Watanabe teases him, and they both share a playful moment, rekindling their bond and getting along together once again. In the gym, Watanabe and her friends gossip about their ranks and married lives. They vent about how hard it is to have the ones they love not only live with strangers, but also have to act as a married couple with them. In the background, Jirou stares at the group while seated with his friend. While he's observing them, a basketball match goes on and Minami scores a point, depressing Jirou as all the girls fangirl over Minami. Jirou's friend talks to him about how amazing Minami is but then changes the topic, asking him if he knew the rumors about Shiori. On the other side, Watanabe's friends ask her the same thing, whether she knew about the rumors surrounding Minami. They reveal Minami doesn't plan on changing partners once he reaches a rank, worrying Watanabe. Jirou, having discovered the rumor, starts sulking and crying, but his friend tries to cheer him up in the worst way possible, saying Shiori would be happier with a person like Minami. Jirou starts imagining a scenario where Minami is a fantasy hero who takes down a demon and ends up with both Shiori and Watanabe as his girls, depressing himself even further. While Jirou is exiting the gym, Shiori hurries to catch up to him and they have a small talk. Shiori notices he looks down and asks why. However, Jirou can't bring himself to reveal she's the reason he's feeling down. Looking nervous, he asks her whether she plans on staying by Minami's side forever. Back inside the gym, Watanabe is assigned cleanup duty, and as she's hard at work, Minami surprises her, causing her to inadvertently hit a shelf. This, in turn, dislodges a box from the top of the shelf, which starts falling toward Watanabe. In a swift reaction, Minami dashes to rescue her, as he successfully saves her from the falling box. Their closeness leaves Watanabe flustered. He apologizes for talking to her out of nowhere and prepares to leave. But as he's leaving, Watanabe asks him if he plans on staying with Shiori forever. Minami replies he might, depending on how Shiori herself feels. His reply makes Watanabe cry. Seeing this, Minami gets closer to her, holds her face, tells her to look him in the eyes and leans in as if for a kiss. At the exit of the room, Jirou's friend peeks in and ends up seeing the scene. Near the gym's exit, the conversation between Jirou and Shiori continues. Shiori replies that she doesn't know if she'll be with Minami forever and that switching partners isn't something she can decide alone by herself. However, she hints that maybe if Jirou could make it to a rank, they could do something. As she prepares to leave, Jirou promises to her that he'll make it to a rank. He tries to ask her if she'd like to be his partner then, but is interrupted as his friend comes running to break the news about Watanabe and Minami. As Kamo is about to tell Jirou what happened, Minami arrives and inquires about what was being discussed. Kamo hesitates and ultimately dismisses it as nothing. Sensing the awkward atmosphere, Kamo attempts to make a joke but abandons the idea when it falls flat. Minami reiterates his desire to talk to Jirou about something important and hands over the gym keys. However, he soon leaves to discuss the marriage practical continuation form with Shiori, leaving both Jirou and Watanabe feeling dejected. Jirou attempts to console Watanabe, but she swiftly excuses herself, citing that it's time for class. In the classroom, Jirou notices Watanabe has gone home already. He starts playing a video game, but as he's gaming, Kamo shows up and reluctantly tells him about what he saw in the gym room. Hearing this saddens Jirou, but he says that what happens between Watanabe and Minami has nothing to do with him. Jirou returns to his dorm to find Watanabe slumped on the couch. He tries to talk with her, but she ignores him, frustrating him. He sits on the couch with her and apologizes for not being Minami, which ticks Watanabe off. She questions him why he's suddenly talking about Minami, and he replies he heard about their kiss. She denies that it ever happened and explained it was Minami just checking her eye for dust. As she's questioning why Jirou would ever think she'd do something like that with Minami, she starts crying as he just won't look her way. Seeing Watanabe cry, Jirou hugs her while she cries out all of her worries. Later that night, Jirou notices Watanabe is acting far more frank than usual and questions why, to which Watanabe teases Jirou, and as their chat continues, she reveals Jirou is the only person she's ever kissed. In the classroom, Shiori greets Jirou as he arrives, mentioning that they are the only ones present at the moment. Jirou, curious, asks why she's there so early, and Shiori explains that she has class duty for the day. Upon hearing this, Jirou is overjoyed, thinking to himself he's very lucky. As Shiori finishes writing on the blackboard, she whispers thanks to Mei. A while back, Shiori talks to her friend, Mei about her plans on getting close to Jirou. Mei gives her advice on how to confess her feelings, but Shiori denies, saying that Jirou doesn't think of her that way. Mei suggests to Shiori that since she has swapped class duties with her, it's an opportunity for her to take action and boost her self-confidence. Mei offers words of encouragement to Shiori, urging her to seize the moment. While Watanabe is hanging out with her friends and gossiping, the topic changes towards her and the girls talk about how Watanabe seems to be watching Jirou a lot lately. Watanabe blushes and rejects the claims, explaining that she still only loves Minami. Back in the school, Jirou and Shiori take care of class duties, enjoying their time together. As they're working, they start recalling old memories from middle school about some science teacher who Shiori had just met again recently. As they're working, Watanabe arrives to meet Jirou, but as she sees him alone with Shiori, she leaves while questioning her own actions. Late at night, back in the dorm, Jirou stargazes by himself at the balcony but is joined by Watanabe. She tells him he wants him to start calling her by her first name as he does the same for Shiori. Jirou replies he can't and that it's different when he does it for Shiori. Jirou reluctantly says her first name, Akari, and says that it suits her. This makes Watanabe very happy and she ends up accidentally confessing that she loves Jirou. Taken aback by what she just said, she bids Jirou goodnight and leaves quickly. Next day in school, the teacher in class announces special tests that will be held based on academic performances. This worries Jirou greatly and he wonders how good Watanabe is at her studies. He confronts her about if she'll be fine with the new tests, but quickly finds out she's completely clueless about studies. He reprimands her and tells her to go home with him so that she doesn't have to take supplementary classes. This leads to Watanabe feeling jealous as Jirou is trying so hard just for Shiori. Back at home, Jirou makes an effort to motivate Watanabe to study, but she displays no interest in it. In an attempt to evade the impending study session, she tries to distract Jirou by flirting with him, but he remains focused on the task at hand. As he continues to avoid her, Jirou notices that Watanabe has nearly solved the problems they were working on, which motivates both of them to keep studying. They eventually conclude their study session, celebrating the progress they've made. In a cheerful mood, Watanabe starts to flirt with Jirou once more, leading to an almost kiss, which is abruptly halted when Jirou experiences a nosebleed. Jirou questions Watanabe's unusual behavior throughout the day, and she explains that it's because he's putting in so much effort for Shiori. However, Jirou reveals that he's working diligently for both himself and Watanabe, hoping to accumulate enough points to enable them to be paired with the people they desire. The day begins strangely as Jirou notices that Watanabe is no longer calling him by his first name. He attempts to speculate about the reason for this change in behavior, especially as he observes Watanabe in an unusually cheerful mood. At school, discusses the matter with his friend, Kamo. As they walk around discussing the topic, they come across Shiori's friend, Mei, being confessed to by another girl. Mei rejects the girl's confession and comforts her while the two friends snoop at them. Later on, Jirou contemplates why Watanabe has been calling him by his last name and thinks back to the time on the balcony where she asked him to call her by her first name, making a connection. He gets back home where Watanabe excitedly tells him that they are now ranked 8th. As Jirou is hanging out with Watanabe, he calls her by her first name, Akari, to which she responds by calling Jirou by his first name. This embarrasses them both and Akari confesses she likes being called by her first name and that Jirou should continue to do that. As Mei is scrolling through her phone, she notices the new rankings of Jirou and Akari. This prompts her to tell Shiori that she needs to do something or she'll lose Jirou. While Mei continues to advise her, a football comes from the side hitting Shiori on the head, knocking her out. Back at school, Mei informs Jirou that Shiori has passed out and strongly encourages him to go and check on her. Jirou's discomfort with the idea is evident, which annoys Mei, but she continues to persuade him to go and see Shiori. At the hospital bed, Shiori receives a message from Mei that Jirou's coming. Jirou arrives and gives her a couple of snacks and they proceed to have a conversation about their marriage practicals and how it's going. As they're talking, Shiori reveals she also wants to be Jirou's wife in the marriage practical, adding that she's nervous around boys and feels anxious when comparing herself to other girls who are more mature. She reminds Jirou of his promise to help her with anything and expresses her desire for his help in practicing kissing. Jirou questions why she wants him to help her specifically, to which she replies he's the only one she can ask. He complies with her request, but just as they're about to kiss, Shiori backs off saying that they're not married and it isn't appropriate. However, a student, one of Akari's friends, enters the room. She glimpses the student's feet behind the curtain, suspects they might be up to mischief, and quickly departs, feeling repulsed by the scene. During their attempt to hide, Jirou and Shiori end up accidentally kissing. Deeply embarrassed by what just happened, Jirou quickly leaves the room. Back outside, an annoyed Watanabe tries to message Jirou through his phone, however he isn't receiving any replies. As she's occupied with this, her friend comes to greet her, telling her of the sight she saw in the nurse room. Watanabe winces at what she hears, but soon receives a message. Jirou was just in the nurse's room with Shiori. Late at night, Jirou wonders why Akari is so late as she is seen depressed in a cafe using her phone. She gets home, stands there for a moment thinking about her feelings. When she walks in, she sees Jirou crashed out on the couch, looking like a total mess. The next morning, Jirou wakes up, shocked to find Akari asleep right next to him. Akari teases him that they had gone all the way last night. Jirou confesses it was his first time. Seeing that Akari confesses she was lying and just wanted to confirm. After seeing Jirou and Shiori's awkward expressions at school, Akari's friends, Sachai and Natsumi, ask her about her marriage practical with Jirou. Akari expresses her confusion about her place between Minami, Shiori, and Jirou. Sachai and Natsumi tell her to have confidence in herself and to not lose hope, as she still has a chance with whoever it is that she wants to be with. They invite Akari to go to the local fireworks festival with some of their friends, including Minami, to encourage her. An excited Akari asks Jirou to help her with the yukata for the festival. They debate which knot to use for her obi belt, but Akari wants to make sure that the knot is suitable to Minami's taste. Akari meets up with Sachai and Natsumi for the festival only to find that Minami was unable to make it because of work. As the night goes on, she notices Minami and Shiori in the festival grounds together. Turns out, Minami is on his way to work while Shiori is on her way to grocery shopping, and the shortest route to their respective destinations is through the festival grounds. Seeing this, Akari gets distressed and goes back home, while Jirou prepares to see the fireworks on the balcony. He receives a call from a crying Akari. He rushes out to look for her only to find her already at their front door, where he consoles her as she cries loudly in his arms. They watch the fireworks together from their balcony, and Akari asks Jirou to redo her obi to his preferred knot. They hug each other as they wonder about the future of their relationship. Jirou and Akari's ranking in the marriage practical drops to the 13th position, indicating that they will need to continue their married life arrangement for another month. Later, while Jirou is taking a bath, Akari barges in, freaked out over a spider. Unable to spot it again, Akari asks Jirou to stay with her just in case it shows up again. As Jirou sticks around with her, they discuss if they could have dated if they had met under different conditions. But as they're thinking, the tiny spider shows up, scaring Akari, who clings to an embarrassed Jirou. Jirou then suggests getting a bug spray for next time. But Akari refuses, saying that she prefers to be rescued by her husband. As they lay in bed to sleep, Akari lovingly touches the wall separating her from Jirou. While Shiori is alone on a balcony contemplating, Minami calls out to her that she can tell him whatever is wrong. She confides in him about her kiss with Jirou and expresses that she is still scared about confessing her true feelings to him. Minami responds by encouraging her to have more confidence in herself and urges her to speak her feelings before it's too late. The next day in class, Mei says the same thing as Minami to Shiori. As they're talking, Shu Terafune, Mei's partner in the marriage practical, comes in and informs her that he will not be coming home for dinner as he has a job interview. He adds that the job interview is at the same cafe where Minami works and they plan on going out for karaoke after dinner. He suggests that Mei and Shiori spend the night together as their respective husbands are out. Later, Shu has dinner with Minami and Kamo's older brother. While talking, Shu gets sad when he hears Jirou's name. He whispers to himself, questioning what he lacks that made Watanabe turn to Jirou instead of him. In a restaurant, Jirou and Kamo have dinner together. Kamo lashes out at Jirou, jealous of what he's been doing, and attempts to kiss him in the mouth to cancel out his luck-based lechery. As Jirou attempts to stop him, Shiori passes by the restaurant, seemingly staring at them as she walks home. Shocked that she saw what just happened, Jirou runs out to her in an attempt to explain the kiss. Shiori thinks that Jirou is talking about their kiss in the infirmary, but as they figure out it's just a misunderstanding, they both get embarrassed. Awkwardly, they begin to apologize and talk about the kiss to each other as they walk home. Kamo invites Jirou to a live-in summer job with his older brother, who is opening a cafe at the beach. Although reluctant at first, Jirou changes his mind when Shiori says that she and Mei have also applied for the same job. He arrives home and is greeted by Akari, who is showing off her new swimsuit that she just bought for a part-time job. Jirou feels uncomfortable as he thinks that it exposes too much skin, but Akari teases him before telling him that she will wear a different swimsuit, overcoming his manly desires and Akari's flirting. He tells her about his summer job only to find that she, Natsumi, and Sachai have also applied for the same job. As they arrive at the lodge, they are greeted by Kamo's brother and his staff, Minami and Terafune. Minami shows them their lodgings and they begin training. As everyone is asked what work they want to do, Jirou chooses to be in the kitchen. This prompts Shiori to also nominate herself to kitchen duties, along with Mei and Kamo. On the other hand, Akari, Sachai, and Natsumi get training by Minami and Terafune in customer service. Akari is ecstatic to be working with Minami, while Sachai and Natsumi tease the jealous Terafune, who has a crush on Akari. While they are all working, Mei tries to encourage Shiori to get closer to Jirou by enlisting Kamo to help her with some boxes outside, creating an opportunity for them to interact more closely. As they practice making drinks, Jirou accidentally sprays whipped cream on Shiori's face. As Jirou cleans Shiori's face, Natsumi and Sanchai peek in, embarrassing the chefs. Afterwards, as they're working, Jirou thinks to himself that he wants to become more than just childhood friends with Shiori. After training, the gang spends time at the beach, with Kamo making open comments about the girls' swimsuits. As Jirou and Kamo talk with the girls, Shiori cluelessly suggests that they should go to a nearby hotel together. On the beach, Mei, Shiori, Kamo, and Jirou make a sandcastle, but Jirou realizes Shiori had meant the beach in front of the hotel. While Kamo acts like a creep, Shiori innocently flirts with Jirou by touching his hand as they make a tunnel underneath the sandcastle. Later, Jirou and Akari lose a toss and are tasked to get lunch at the nearby store. Later, near the store, as Jirou is about to pick up his order, two men begin making advances towards Akari. Initially, Jirou is uncertain about how to handle the situation, but he eventually finds the courage to inform the men that he's married to Akari. This prompts the men to leave, and Jirou, feeling awkward, apologizes to Akari. However, she becomes disgruntled and berates him for ruining this hero moment. Back at the lodge, the girls have a bath, discussing how they wish their respective spouses would show more kindness. Shiori feels out of place at first until Akari consoles her, as they both start thinking about Jirou. As she's leaving the bath, Akari meets Jirou and offers to rub him with cream for his sunburn. As she rubs him with cream, Jirou feels uncomfortable as he tells Akari that others might get the wrong idea if they seem too close, annoying her. While walking away, she texts Jirou to meet her at the beach shack in 10 minutes. In front of the shack, Jirou apologizes to Akari when they meet, but she scolds him for apologizing unnecessarily. Akari expresses her frustration about how Jirou appears distant and often downplays himself as a mediocre guy, making her feel bad despite her own excitement and happiness about being with him. As they talk, they can hear Shiori and Mei walking towards the shack and they hide. They start fighting whilst hidden and make some thudding noises, scaring Shiori and Mei away. Jirou then collapses on Akari from a mild heatstroke. Upon waking up, he reconciles with Akari and she tells him that they should make more effort in getting to know each other. Both Shiori and Jirou find it difficult to sleep following their individual encounters the previous night. However, when they meet each other, it lifts their spirits and brings a sense of cheer to their day. During work, Shiori tells Jirou about her scary encounter at the beach shack and feels confused on how she'll do at the Test of Courage event later tonight. She unwittingly mentions to Jirou that she will be okay if they are paired together, resulting in an awkward moment as she walks out to take out the trash. An eavesdropping Kamo then mischievously tells Jirou that he will help them get paired. Considerately, Jirou then asks Kamo to help Akari pair up with Minami. With Mei's help, the plan works and the respective pairings are realized. Seeing the pairings, Jirou and Shiori feel awkward while Akari is ecstatic. However, as the event goes on, Akari feels a bit confused about her feelings for Minami. As she's about to check on the other teams, she realizes she lost her phone. As the other pairs finish their event, Kamo asks Jirou if he made any progress, but he replies that Shiori's constant panicking made it hard to do anything. However, as time passes, the teams start becoming concerned as Akari and Minami are taking too long to come back. As they're worried, they receive a call from Minami who reveals he got separated from Akari while looking for her phone. It starts to rain and Jirou feels worried, despite everyone trying to reassure him. He then decides to look for Akari in the rain by himself. Meanwhile, Akari sits alone in despair as someone comes across her. She blurts out Jirou's name in reflex but realizes it was Minami who found her. Under some shelter, Akari embarrassingly explains to a teasing Minami about her feelings for him and Jirou. Somewhere else, Jirou finds Akari's phone as Shiori comes running to him with umbrellas. As they sit together in the rain, Shiori clears out the confusion about her and Minami to Jirou. The topic of their kiss comes up again and they talk about how confused and bewildered their feelings are, especially since the marriage practical started. Shiori confesses to him about how lonely she feels and fears that being childhood friends won't keep them together anymore, especially now with Akari in the picture. As they embrace in the rain, they consensually share a deep kiss. Back at the hut, Minami tells Akari that he knew for a while that she had a crush on him. However, he politely rejects her, saying he is in love with someone else. Akari figures it is Shiori, but Minami corrects her, saying that it is a girl from his past. While Minami feels a bit sad that Akari has moved on to Jirou, Akari assures him that her love for him was real and he responds by wishing that it works out well between her and Jirou. Back at the shrine, Akari prays for divine intervention while recalling Shiori and Jirou's arrival back at the lodge from the rainy night. At the same time, Shiori and Jirou in their respective homes are perplexed about their last kiss. Jirou decides to go shopping for some snacks and manga to clear his mind, but encounters Shiori in the shop. As they're about to leave, they're both stopped by the rain, and so Shiori invites Jirou to her place where they awkwardly hang out. As Jirou is lost in thought, reminiscing about their trip together, Shiori notices a rainbow and gets him to take a photo with her. Back at home, while Jirou is engrossed in playing games, he receives a message from Akari expressing her boredom. In response, he shares that he feels the same way, leading Akari to suggest they go out on a date. Confused by the current situation, Jirou meets with his date. However, his nervous behavior slightly annoys Akari. On their date, they go to a coffee shop, a cat cafe, and the arcade. As they discuss exchanging photos, Jirou notices a photo that they took at the cat cafe resembles a family photo, embarrassing him. However, Akari laughs happily at what he said, leading Jirou to think that she really is having a good time with him. As they are about to go their separate ways, Akari says that she forgot to buy a charm and rushes to a nearby shrine with Jirou chasing behind. They coincidentally encounter Shiori coming back from shopping, who asks if she can join Akari to go to the shrine together. They race to the shrine, encountering various couples and families along the way. As Jirou catches up to them, they each pay their respects, and Jirou realizes the shrine is famous for fulfilling romantic wishes. Later, Jirou and Akari are shown to continue their practical marriage together, as they are ranked 4th in the latest report, while Shiori and Minami are ranked 3rd. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and comment down your favorite part below.